Go.
Hey everybody, mini concert number 37. Happy Thanksgiving to everybody except the turkeys. First song tonight is an old Irish pub favorite. I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home. If you don't like me, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry. If the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. Well, I've been a moonshiner for many's the year, and I spent all me money on whiskey and beer. I go to some hollow, I set up my still. I'll make you a gallon for a 10-shilling bill. 'Cause I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home. If you don't like me, then leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry and I'll drink when I'm dry. If the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. Oh moonshine, moonshine, how I love thee. You killed me, poor father, but you can't kill me. Well, I love the moonshiners, I love the moonshine. The breath is as sweet as the dew of the vine. And I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home. If you don't like me, leave me alone. Well, I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry. If the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. I'll go to some hollow in some country. 10 gallons of wash, I can go on a spree. No woman to follow, my life is all fine, and I love none so well as the fruit of a vine. Now I'm a rambler, I'm a gambler, I'm a long way from home. If you don't like me, leave me alone. I'll eat when I'm hungry, I'll drink when I'm dry. If the moonshine don't kill me, I'll live till I die. That's called the Moonshiner. Thank you. Next up tonight is a song that was inspired by the Irish liking to have wakes, and somebody passes away, and they frequently turn into parties and sometimes into brawls. And in this particular case, kind of both. It's called Finnegans Wake, introduced to me by son Jonathan. Finnegan lived in walking streets, a gentle Irishman, mighty odd. He had a broke book, rich and sweet, and to rise in the world he carried a hod. Tim had a bit of a tippling way, with a taste for the liquor he was born. Help him on his way each day, he'd a taste of the creature every morn. What for the God, now dance to your partner, round the blue your trotters shake. Wasn't it the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegans Wake. One morning Tim felt rather full, his head was heavy and it made him shake. He fell off the ladder and he broke his skull. They carried him home, his soul to wake. They laid him down upon the bed, wrapped him up in a nice clean sheet, with a bottle of whiskey at his head and a barrel of porter at his feet. Oh, what for the God, now dance to your partner, round the blue your trotters shake. Wasn't it the truth I told you? Lots of fun at Finnegans Wake. Well, Tim's friends assembled at the wake. Mrs. Finnegan called for lunch. First she served him tea and cake, then pipes, tobacco and whiskey punch. Well, Biddy O'Brien began to cry. Such a nice clean corpse did you never see. Oh, tell me, bucko, why did you die? Shut your trap, said Paddy McGee. Oh, up all the dawn, now dance to your partner. Round the blue, your trotters shake. Wasn't dead, the truth I told you, lots of fun at Finnegans Wake. Well, Becky O'Connor took up the job. Biddy, she said, you're wrong, I'm sure. Biddy gave her a punch in the gob, left her sprawling on the floor. Then the war did soon engage. It was woman to woman, woman to woman, and man to man. So lady law was all the rage, and a row and a ruckus soon began. Oh, up all the dawn, now dance to your partner. Round the blue, your trotters shake. Wasn't dead, the truth I told you, lots of fun at Finnegans Wake. Well, Mickey Maloney ducked his head when a bucket of whiskey flew at him. It missed and landing on the bed, the whiskey scattered over Tim. Well, look, you see how he revives. Tim Finnegan rising from the bed, saying wordily whiskey around like blazing. Thunder and Jesus, do you think I'm dead? Oh, up all the dawn, now dance to your partner. Round the blue, your trotters shake. Wasn't dead, the truth I told you, lots of fun at Finnegans Wake. Up all the dawn, now dance to your partner. Round the blue, your trotters shake. Wasn't dead, the truth I told you, lots of fun at Finnegans Wake. So that's Finnegans Wake. Next song is kind of a gospel song that was written back in the 1800s by a sailor who actually wasn't a believer at all. He got caught in a really bad storm once, and he asked for divine intervention, and come to find out he and the rest of the crew and the ship all survived, made him a believer. So he converted, and then he wrote this song. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Was grace that taught my heart to fear, and grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear, the hour I first believed. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Through many troubles, toils and snares, we have already come. 'Twas grace that seen us through thus far, and grace will lead us home. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when like me. I once was lost, but now am found. Was blind, but now I see. Well, that's Amazing Grace. Next song tonight is kind of parenthetically here. The song Waltzing Matilda is the unofficial national anthem of Australia. And it plays a part in this song that was written by Eric Bogle, Scotsman who moved to Australia, wrote a lot of World War II kind of songs. And this one is about a fella who took part in the Battle of Gallipoli. When I was a young man, I carried me pack, and I lived the free life of a rover. From the Murray's green basin to the dusty outback, I would waltz my Matilda all over. Then in 1916, my country said, son, time to stop rambling, there's work to be done. And they gave me a tin hat, and they gave me a gun, and they marched me away to the war. And the band played Waltzing Matilda as the ships pulled away from the quay. And amidst all the tears, flag waving and cheers, we sailed off for Gallipoli. Well, I'll never forget that terrible day when our blood stained the sands and the waters, and how in that hell they call Suvla Bay we were butchered like lambs at the slaughter. Johnny Turkey was ready, he'd primed himself well, he rained us with bullets and he showered us with shells, and in 5 minutes flat we were all blown to hell. He nearly blew us back home to Australia. And the band played Waltzing Matilda, and we stopped to bury our slain. We buried ours, then the Turks buried theirs, then it started all over again. Those who remained tried to survive in this mad world of blood, death, and fire. For 10 weary weeks I kept myself alive, while the corpses around me piled higher. Then a big Turkish shell blew me arse overhead, and when I awoke in the hospital bed and seen what it had done, wished I was dead. Never knew there were worse things than dying. So no more I'll go waltzing Matilda all around the green bush bar and free. To hump tent and pegs, a man needs both legs. No more waltzing Matilda for me. Well, they gathered the injured, the wounded, the maimed, and they took us back home to Australia. The armless, the legless, the blind, the insane, those proud wounded heroes of Stewball. And when the ship pulled into Circular Quay, I looked at the place where me legs used to be, and thanked Christ there was no one there waiting for me to mourn and to grieve and to pity. And the band played Waltzing Matilda, and they carried us down the gangway. Nobody cheered, they just stood there and stared, and they turned their faces away. Now every April I sit on me porch, and I watch the parade pass before me. I see my old comrades, how proudly they march, reliving their days of past glory. The old men march slowly, all bent, stiff and sore, the forgotten heroes of a forgotten war. And the young people asked, what are they marching for? And I ask myself the same question. And the band plays Waltzing Matilda, and the old men still answer the call. Year after year, their numbers get fewer. Soon no one will march here at all. Waltzing Matilda, Waltzing Matilda, oh, come waltzing Matilda with me. And their ghosts can be heard as they march by the billabong. Oh, come waltzing Matilda with me. So that's the band played Waltzing Matilda by Eric Bogle. Next is a song I've been doing for a long time. I always thought it originated in Appalachia, but the truth of the matter is that there's a version in the US and there's another version in the UK, and there really was a horse by the name of Stewball. Stewball was a racehorse, and I wish he were mine. He never drank water, he always drank wine. His bridle silver, and his mane it was gold. The worth of his saddle never been told. Well, the fairgrounds were crowded, Stewball was there. The betting was heavy on the bay and the mare. I bet on the gray mare, I bet on the bay, got a bet on old Stewball and be a free man today. It's way out yonder, ahead of them all, came up dancing and a prancing, my noble Stewball. The hoot owl she hollered, and the turtle dog moaned, oh, poor boy in trouble, I'm a long way from home. Well, Stewball was a racehorse, and I wish he were mine. He never drank water, he always drank wine. I hear it was Merlot that he used to drink. His horse after me on heart. The next song is, if I can remember, yes. Yeah, this song I first heard, definitely Appalachian song, written by a lady by the name of
Jeannie Ritchie, sometimes called the lyric voice of Appalachia. First heard this at a presentation done by Ohio University when they were doing a play called Appalachian Christmas Carol.
I've come from the mountains, Kentucky's my home, where the wild deer and the black bear so lately did roam. By the clear rushing waterfalls, wildflowers green, and through every green valley there runs a clear stream. Sad scenes of destruction on every hand, only black waters run down through the land. Sad scenes of destruction on every hand, black waters running down through the land. Well, the quail is a pretty bird, she sings a sweet song. In the roots of tall timbers she nests with her young. Then the forest explodes with a dynamite's roar, and the voice of that small bird is heard there no more. Then the mountain comes tumbling, all awesome and grand, and the poisonous waters run down through my land. Sad scenes of destruction on every hand, black waters running down through the land. At the start of the springtime, we planted our corn. At the ending of the springtime, we buried the sun. In the summer came a nice man, saying everything's fine. My employer just requires a way to his mine. But they blew down the timber and they covered my corn, and the grave on the hillside is a mile further down. And the man stands and talks with his hat in his hand as the poisonous waters run over the land. Sad scenes of destruction on every hand, black waters running down through the land. Well, I ain't got no money, not much of a home. I own my own land, but my land's not my own. If I had 10 million somewhere thereabout, well, I'd buy Perry County and drive them all out. And I'd sit by the stream with some bait in a can, and I'd watch the clear waters run down through the land. Wouldn't that be like the old promised land? Black waters no more in my land. Yes, wouldn't that be like the old promised land? Black waters no more in my land.
So that's Black Waters by Jeannie Ritchie, and that's the end of mini concert number 37. I'll be back again next week with number 38, and don't forget, 2 weeks from now I'm going to be putting a couple of holiday songs in the mix. See you then.